My wife despises beer. She hates everything about beer. And so I had to go in the house and say, honey, you know that nice, secure government military job that pays all the bills? You know, we have 3 kids and a mortgage and all the things that keep me securely in my day job. I go, yeah, I quit all that. We don't make money anymore. We make beer. All right? And she's like, stop with the jazz hands. It's not cool. I don't like it. Yeah. And so that was it sounded way better in my head than when it came out of my mouth for some reason. But I had to say to my wife, no, this is it. I mean, I don't know how many shots we get in our life to go after the thing, right? The thing that we know in our heart is the thing. And this was it for me. I knew this was it, so I had to quit. I had to quit my job to push myself over that cliff to say, if I'm going to pull it off, it's going to be right now, and we just got to go all or nothing. So I sat in that tool shed with my buddy Jeff, and we locked eyes, and we, like, the best way I can describe it is we got married that night. It's a weird thing to say, but it's the only thing I can compare the level of commitment you have to make to somebody when you say, are we ready to spend 18 hours a day together every day for the rest of our lives if it takes, until we're planning for nothing but total success. And we're going to see each other more than our spouses. Are we doing this? Because I'm going to go in the house right now and tell Tracy she's not going to be happy. So I got to know that you're in as much as I'm in, right? And we did it. We quit our jobs. And holy smokes. And we just quit their job to go after it? Yeah, you know what? I love you people. You're my people. This is why, sometimes when I come and I do a talk, people go, we're realtors. What the hell are we going to learn from the guy that makes beer? But there's so many parallels, right? Going after it is just the craziest thing on earth. People think public speaking is the most terrifying thing. I think quitting your job to go after your dream because of the opportunity for failure terrifies people. It's so easy to just say, nope, I'll sit at my desk and I'll just keep doing my job, and we know what we're doing, so we'll just keep doing it, right? It's a horrifying thing to go after it. So what makes it even more horrifying is when you quit your job and then you find out what you're trying to do is illegal in Alberta. You're like, ah, shit. So we literally found out after the fact that, and you guys, you won't remember this or know this, but only a few years ago, I'm talking 2013, there was about 100 plus breweries in BC, over 120, almost approaching 150 in Ontario. You know how many Calgary had? 2. We had Big Rock and Wild Rose. That was it. And Village was just kind of getting started. And that's insane. I didn't really think of it. I just thought, well, we got local breweries. Of course, we got Big Rock. Big Rock's our local brewery. But I didn't realize that there was really none. You go to Vancouver, there's a brewery on every block. So what it was, the AGLC, the Alberta Gaming and Liquor Commission here in Alberta, said, if you want to even apply to be a brewery, you got to show that you can brew 500,000 liters of beer a year or more. Yeah. Bullshit, right? But this is an important thing because you guys live in a pretty heavily regulated industry, is what I'm told. Right? We go through these things and I look at that law and I go, there's no reason on earth for that law. The only thing I can think of is big macro breweries lobbying with big bucks to keep little guys like me out of the market, right? Successfully, because they got all the money, right? And so there's laws in our province, and it gets worse. There's laws in Alberta that say we can't brew beer. You guys know where the greatest barley on the planet is grown, right? In Alberta. I mean, our favorite breweries from all over the planet come to Alberta coveting Alberta barley. And I don't even mean that because I'm just proud of Alberta. I mean, I am. But when you start to figure that out and you see, now that I have a brewery, I've met all of my heroes because they all come trying to meet the barley farmers that are all our friends. So it's amazing to see the legends, Sierra Nevada, New Belgium, Dogfish Head, Oscar Blues. I mean, Sam Adams, these huge, these monsters of this industry coming to Calgary to meet these amazing barley farmers. So in this city, I can't brew beer. It makes no sense, right? So I said, okay, well, we already made that commitment. We planned for nothing but total success. So what are we going to do? We got to do something. We got to pull this off. So Jeff and I said, okay, well, I don't know what there's really no model to follow. Nothing's been done in this province that has, tried to appeal. I mean, people were in litigation with the province unsuccessfully. People tried to start breweries and just got shut down. There just was seemingly no way. Even Lanny McDonald has a brewery. Do you guys know this? No. It's not in Calgary, because even people with millions of dollars and influence couldn't go up against the AGLC. They would leave the province, start their business in BC, Saskatchewan, or in Lanny's case, in Montana. So that sucks, because that should be a Calgary brewery, right? And I hate that one, but I'm going to see him next week, so I got to go to his brewery. It's a really cool brewery. It's called Tamarack. It's really cool. But so what we did was we said, okay, time to change things up. We got to disrupt this market, and I got to make a noise so big that I can't just go up and change the HLC. Who the hell am I? I'm some IT nerd, who's trying to take a hobby from my tool shed to, to realization. But I'm going to make a noise, and I'm going to make a noise so big that it'll embarrass the AGLC into changing those laws. That's my approach. So we changed a whole business plan around, and we said, okay, if we can't be breweries, then we will be importers. Can we be an importer? And they said, yep, you can import all the beer you want. Great. Changed our whole plan around, got our license to import beer, and I drove 12 hours out to BC, just outside Vancouver. There's one brewery that I found that would allow me to drive to their brewery, brew my beer in their facility, and then drive 12 hours back and import my own damn beer back into the city. Totally insane, right? But that's what we did. We said, okay, well, if we can't, if we can't do it by the rules that are here, we got to change the rules entirely. And it was totally insane that I was shipping 2,800 kilos of barley out to BC so that I could brew, which means add stuff to make it heavier for the trip back. I mean, the shipping costs were astronomical. I was bleeding money from the jugular, and it was so insane that it actually made the big story I was hoping it would. So I went to the newspapers, and I went to the TV stations, and I went to the radio, and I went on social media, and I did everything I could to say, look at what I have to do. Not this is what I would have to do, but look at what I'm actually having to do. We did it. I put 500,000 kilometers on my brand new Tacoma. Yeah, and a lot of Bondo, had a few little mishaps. But, and over a year, driving out, brewing, driving back out, packaging, driving back, driving out to put out fires, you name it. It was absolutely, totally insane. So at the end of the day, it's what it takes, right? And so after a year of doing that, December 2013, we got notification from the HLC that those laws had changed. And it was monstrous.